they've been great all season, but they've been even better since Chris Paul returned to the lineup. Perfect, in fact. And during that stretch, top 3 in the league in scoring, assists, and point differential. They're pretty good in all those departments regardless. But what has he brought to this team? What dimension has he added?
Well, the one thing that's not up there in the graphic is how much better they shoot the 3 when Chris is on the court. It's almost 10 percentage points better. He's just getting them so many extra wide open looks. And in Mike D'Antoni's system, he's much more comfortable taking threes as well from ranges that he never really shot at before. So in some ways, his game's sort of evolving and growing as well.
I think you hit it right on the head. His game is definitely evolving. He doesn't have to do as much here as he had to do in Clipperland. So a lot of times we've talked about Chris Paul sometimes over-dribbling. It's because he had to. Guys like DeAndre Jordan and J.J. Redick, those guys didn't get their own shots. They fed off of Chris Paul. He had to do a lot. Here he's asked to do less. But when it is his turn, he adds another dynamic to this team, another dynamic ball handler, a guy that can get his own shot or get a shot for others, and he has excellent court vision. And when you have Harden and Chris Paul passing the ball like that, you know how good that is for your basketball culture, because now everybody wants to pass the ball. I know I'm going to get the ball back, so I'm going to make the extra pass. But when I'm on a team where I don't get the ball back, like let's say maybe an OKC, selfishness begets selfishness. And you know what happens? We all start holding the ball.
David, as an executive, how do you go about judging whether a player you're interested in acquiring can do something different than you've normally seen him do in his NBA career? Talking about Chris Paul handling the ball a lot in L.A., and now he's off the ball and it's working. Well, it's a question.
I think it's a lot easier with role players than it is with stars. In the situation with a star, when you're bringing him in, what you have to have is a very similar role to what he's had that made him a star. You're very, very unlikely to bring in a star and make him a role player. And I think that's one of the things OKC is struggling with right now. They're not able to give those guys the amount of usage that they're used to. With a role player, really good example of this would be Channing Frye, who you know very well. Channing became a three-point shooter in Phoenix in that system because we believed he was capable of doing it, but he hadn't been given the opportunity. And when you would watch him shoot, even in pregame warm-ups, it was a very easy, natural stroke for him. So it was a role that you could say could fit with the group that we have. So I think more than anything else, the opportunity you have has to fit what makes that particular player special or unique.
Whether it's a role player, whether it's a starter, the biggest thing is want to. You have to want to do something else. You have to want to fit in. It can't be about fitting out. You have to fit in. And so you see Chris Paul, he wants to fit in with this team, and he's helping them.